And our fifth main topic today gets submitted to us by Marcus Combs. And Marcus Combs writes, "Hey, John, we finally got the first official poster for Spider-Man No Way Home, and it is glorious. It gives us a lot of Easter eggs like the sand, Green Goblin, the lightning, etc. But with the movie only 5 weeks away from release, when do you think Sony will drop the second trailer along with tickets going on sale? What do you think of the poster? Thanks, and bring on the filthy." All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, Marcus. Now, you guys will remember, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday or something along those lines, somebody wrote in and said, "Man, we don't even have a poster yet." And I said, well, I'm not 100% sure because I'm not completely sure I trust the source, but I got told by someone that we could be seeing the Spider-Man poster as early as Friday. I said, I don't know that I buy it. I don't necessarily consider this person a super reliable source. My apologies if you're watching. And it wasn't Friday, but they were only 2 days off. The poster then did come out on Sunday. And yeah, what a poster it is. What a poster it is. And I'll tell you why this poster is exciting to me. There's a couple things to notice. First of all, actually, let me bring it up here over on this screen here. First of all, let's take a look right here. Oh, you guys can't see my mouse, unfortunately. But you see right up there, just follow the direction of my finger there in the poster. That's Green Goblin flying around in the background. There he is. Now, of course, you had the little bomb show up in the trailer. And I said, now, look, that could mean that Green Goblin's in the movie. It could, but we don't explicitly see him. So it might just be a tease or something. But now that's gone. There's no doubt. There's Green Goblin. Sorry, right up in there. Just follow there he is flying around on the board in the background. There's no denying it. That's evidence. It is proof. I was like, well, let's wait until we see actual evidence that he's there. There it is. He's in it. Now, obviously, we see Doc Ock's arms, the classic ones from Sony's Spider-Man 2. Awesome. But then there's a couple of other things here. Let's also talk about the lightning. The lightning there, Jamie Foxx, Electro. Totally. Obviously, we know Jamie Foxx's Electro is going to be that. The lightning represents that. But what I don't hear a lot of people talking about is, look what's behind Spider-Man. Swirling sand clouds. Guys, Sandman's in this movie. I think this poster is a representation of those classic the Sony era classic Spider-Man movies all coming back. We got Doc Ock's arms. We've got, Goblin flying around in the background. We've got sand dust. We've got representing Sandman. I think that's fascinating. I mean, this is it. This is the poster telling us what we can expect in this Spider-Man No Way Home. But I want to point out something here that is not in the trailer, that is not in the poster. Something that's not in the poster. The arms of Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Electro, and Sandman, that represents all of the villains that we had in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies over at Sony. But it doesn't represent all of them. There's one missing. There is one missing. And Marcus Y got it. There's no Venom. I mean, yeah, you can say Rhino, but, Rhino was just like a cameo sort of thing, whatever. But the one that's missing is Venom. Bobby Jackson saying Lizard, that was Amazing Spider-Man. That wasn't Sam Raimi's villains. These are all Sam Raimi villains. The lightning for Electro, the sand for Sandman, the arms of Doc Ock, Green Goblin. One is missing. One's missing, and that's Venom. Now, of course, we've already talked about this. and I should point out, Electro was not a Sam Raimi Sam Raimi one. That was also an amazing Spider-Man one. Oh God. And all of you guys, all you guys in the live chat are also saying, wait a minute, Campea. Electro was in the Andrew Garfield one. Electro's in the Garfield. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it is. So I got to correct myself on that. That wasn't there too. So Lizard is also missing then. So if we're going to include Andrew Garfield's in there, Lizard is also missing. So you guys are right about that. But I still think the most notable by his absence is Venom. Now, of course, that opens up a whole bunch of possibilities because for those of us who saw the ending of Venom 2, the end credit scene, Venom Let There Be Carnage. So how's that all going to play into it? I don't know, but it's very, very interesting. I think we would all agree that's very interesting. So look, already right off the bat, I am super excited that we have Doc Ock. Alfred Molina's Doc Ock is one of the greatest villains in comic book movie history. That's great. I don't know how to feel about Jamie Foxx coming back as Electro because that villain clearly did not work very well, but maybe another shot at him could work a lot better. Thomas Hayden Church? Is he gonna, are we actually gonna see Thomas Hayden Church in this movie? Or if it is Sandman, are we only gonna see him in a CGI Sandman form and they don't necessarily have to get Thomas Hayden Church back? I don't know. Will Lizard be in there? Don't know. I think we all agree that we're probably going to see Venom in it, and the not the that 80s show Venom, or that 70s show Venom. We're going to see Tom Hardy's Venom in this. I think we all agree, right? I mean, we don't know that for fact, but I think we all agree we're probably going to see that. So that's incredibly interesting to me. The Thomas Hayden Church. I mean, Goblin people were suspecting. Jamie Foxx we knew. Alfred Molina we knew. Thomas Hayden Church, Sandman. I heard some people talking about it and whispering about it and, speculating about it. But, I mean, again, look, in the poster, we are not directly seeing Thomas Hayden Church. It is just the sandstorm in the background. But I think considering everything about this poster is one giant bit of symbolism to who's going to be there. The arms, the lightning, the sand, and then we actually see Green Goblin in the background. By the way, that's interesting. Why show Green Goblin but not the others? Like we see Ock's arms, we see the lightning of Electro, we see the sand of Sandman. So it's all kind of representation. But they actually have Goblin flying around the background. I wonder why they chose to have... why they actually chose to put Goblin in there entirely. Who is it in the live chat? John Abrasero in the live chat says, oh, wait, I think I see cat whiskers flying around. Black Cat is there. It's official. Yes, somewhere in that picture there, you can see some cat whiskers flying around in the background. Oh, that's funny. Well said, John. Well said. Yeah, I think this is interesting. Okay. Now is the time for me to tell you about a theory of mine. And that theory is about one Professor Charles Xavier, played by Patrick Stewart. So I want to introduce a theory out there. Now, I talked about this a little bit last week, but I said, no, I'm going to wait till a little bit later to tell you about my theory. Now, it is important to clarify here that this is only a theory. I mean, I was clear about that last week. I said, I have a theory. I don't have insider information. It's important to note the difference. A lot of people on YouTube don't make it clear when they're just giving people their theories versus when they make it sound like they're giving you information when really they're just giving you theories. I like to make sure I'm very, very, very clear. This is a theory, okay? And only a theory. But I think there's a little something to the theory. And here's my theory. I'm not saying put money on this, but here's the theory. You take it as you will. I have been very skeptical about this Spider-Man No Way Home movie. Not that I don't think it's going to be great. John Watts has done a terrific job with these movies. I think we all agree, or at least most of us agree. But I've been super skeptical about the idea ever that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire will be there. We still have no evidence that they are going to be in this. I won't be surprised if they're not. But if you were to ask me, do I think they're going to be in this movie? Yeah, now I do. I've been saying that for a while. That yes, I do believe they're going to be in the movie, even though we don't have any evidence that they will be. But I believe they will be. I believe they will be. And with the trailer coming out, and now again with this poster, it's looking more and more like they are just throwing everything at this movie. And that may not be necessarily a great thing, or it could be fantastic. I don't know. But what is becoming clear is that they're throwing everything at this. They're throwing everything at this. If it is Toby and Andrew and Toby, Doc Ock, I mean, they're taking all these different universes, but if they're taking all these different universes and making something truly profoundly crazy, then is it much more of a stretch to believe that they could go one step further and actually do the insane of dragging in from other cinematic universes that now are under the ownership of Marvel, aka the X-Men universe? If they're going to go batshit crazy and just dumping everything into this, what stops them from dropping, especially if it's only going to be like not an introduction of new characters, but just a little glimpse? Like, I don't think for a second, I don't think any of you guys even believe that Alfred Molina is now coming back, is coming into the MCU, and he's going to be a regular character in the MCU now. I don't think anybody believes that. I think Alfred Molina is going to pop up in this thing and it's one and done. I don't think anybody believes that Jamie Foxx is coming back to be Electro in the MCU moving forward. I think he's coming in. I think most of us think he's coming in for this one and done. If Thomas Hayden Church is in it, I think we're all probably thinking the same for Thomas Hayden Church. I want to take you guys back a couple of years ago. Sir Patrick Stewart was talking about how Kevin Feige had talked to him. And we all attributed this to WandaVision. We all thought this was about WandaVision. They even implied it was about WandaVision. But if you guys remember, a couple of years ago, Sir Patrick Stewart said that Kevin Feige had come and talked to him about reprising his role and coming back. But he said, oh, no. But I said, no, I felt that the character had his true culmination in Logan. That's where it culminated up and all that kind of stuff, right? We remember all that. What if Kevin Feige, knowing and already planning this Spider-Man movie, decide, listen, we've got Alfred Molina coming for a one shot, then he's going to be gone. We're going to get Jamie Foxx coming in for one shot, he's going to be gone. We're going to have all this stuff. It's just for this movie to do something really crazy with this multiverse thing, and then it's going to be gone. It's going to be gone. What if Patrick Stewart came on screen as Professor Charles Xavier? He's not coming back to be Charles Xavier for the new X-Men. I think we all know that. Kevin Feige's going to completely recast. It's going to be all new X-Men. But in this multiversal crossover stuff, if they're going to bring in Jamie Foxx's Electro, what the hell is stopping them from bringing in a Professor Charles Xavier? We know Kevin Feige talked to Patrick Stewart about a Marvel project. We all assumed it was about WandaVision. I assumed it was about WandaVision. But considering how batshit crazy things are getting with this entire Spider-Man No Way Home thing, considering they're bringing in all these characters that we know are just going to be one and dones, why not bring in Patrick Stewart? Can you imagine the pop? Can you imagine the pop in a theater, using another wrestling term, but can you imagine the pop in your theater if you're watching this movie and there's a conundrum and there's a problem? What are we going to do? And then all of a sudden off screen, you hear the voice of Sir Patrick Stewart saying, I think I might be able to offer a solution. And the camera cuts to a close-up on the floor and you see this wheel of a wheelchair roll in. And then the camera pans back and it's Patrick Stewart sitting in his fucking chair because he's Charles Professor fucking Xavier. I mean, how crazy would that be? How crazy would that be? Now, let me be very, very clear here. I don't think he's going to be Professor Xavier in the MCU moving forward. They're going to get a whole new Professor Xavier. They're going to get a whole new Magneto, all new X-Men. It's going to be a total fresh start. But for something like this, Jamie Foxx is back as Electro, guys. Is it really crazy to think that Patrick Stewart will be back when we know that Kevin Feige specifically went to talk to Patrick Stewart about doing something? Is it really all that crazy? If Thomas Hayden Church is going to come back, is it really crazy that Professor Charles Xavier, that Patrick Stewart as Professor Charles Xavier would come back to do it? I don't think it's crazy. And I'll tell you what else. This poster just kind of makes me feel like, yeah, it is possible. So again, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I'm not saying that I have insider information from Disney telling me that Professor Charles Xavier, played by Patrick Stewart, is going to make a cameo appearance in this movie as another Multiverse of Madness wacky thing. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you that the skeptical John Campea is buying more and more into this thing of like, man, this Spider-Man movie, it just seems like they're throwing everything at it. And I believe this is Spider-Man's exit out of the MCU, so they're just going to go crazy with this. So I don't know. We'll have to see. The question is for you guys, what do you think about this? Number one, what do you think about the poster? I think it's actually very, very cool, giving us imagery for those 4 classic Spider-Man movie villains. I think that's very cool. I like the poster very much. What do you think about it? Do you think there's some more hidden Easter eggs in there? Maybe you don't like the poster at all. What do you think about my theory about Patrick Stewart maybe showing up there? I'm telling you, I don't think it's the craziest thing in the world. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Whatever you guys are thinking, jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.